Hello, Duncan. How are you?
How am I? I'll tell you how I am. I've got an awfully wobbly wheel.
Maybe you should go to the steamworks.
Oh, aye. I already did. But Victor told me there was nothing wrong with it. Typical. Have you seen the track at Krosny.
No. Why? What's happening there?
Don't ask Mr. Percival, because he says nothing. But every time I pass through, my rivets rattle and my funnel shakes. And now look at my wobbly wheel.
But...
And to top it all, I've this one passenger who's always grumbling and complaining. He's even had the cheek to say I'm not doing my job properly.
Well, you are running a bit late, Duncan.
Oh, don't you start.
Duncan was an engine who liked to complain himself. But what...
Jack and Alfie were excited. They couldn't wait to see the lightning tree. Why is it called the lightning tree? Asked Thomas. It was struck by lightning. It's a very old and special tree, added Miss Jenny, which is why we need to repair it. But how will we know which one it is? You'll know, Kelly laughed. It's the biggest tree in the forest. We need to prop it up before it falls over, said Miss Jenny. So be careful, all of you, and remember, safety first, Jack and Alfie called. Jack and Alfie made their way through the forest.
Done it, hooray! We've done it, hooray! Chanted Annie and Clarabelle as they whooshed into the last station. Everyone was there to celebrate Thomas's victory, but they gave Bertie a big welcome too. Well done, Thomas, said Bertie. That was fun. But to beat you over that hill, I should have to grow wings and be an aeroplane. They now keep each other very busy. They often talk about their race, but Bertie's passengers don't like being bounced like peas in a frying pan. And the Fat Controller has warned Thomas not to race at dangerous speeds.
It wasn't long before the fire was put out, and Flynn and Bell were making their way back to the Search and Rescue Centre.
What's happening?
The tracks! The heat's making them buckle and bend! Whoa! It always happens on this stretch of the rails when the temperature rises! Whoa! Whoa! Better spray the tracks to cool them down, Belle. I don't have any water left in my tank.
I have a little water, but I think it's best if I save it for now. You never know when there might be another fire.
One day, the Fat Controller came to see him. Rusty tells me you're in need of change, so I want you to help Toby and Mavis in the quarry. Oh, thank you, sir, said Stepney. Shall I be away long? Just today, replied the Fat Controller. But please be careful, it's easy to get lost up there, so be back before dark. We will, said the driver. Stepney soon arrived at the quarry. We're glad you're here to help us, said Toby. Are those my trucks? Asked Stepney eagerly. Only some of them. There's masses more in the sidings, replied Mavis. The more the merrier, whistled Stepney. Stepney was really enjoying himself. The dustier he became, the harder he worked. Mavis and Toby were impressed. The quarry foreman spoke to his driver. We have a night special to take to the building site at the new branch line. Do you want to pull the train? Yes, please, said the driver. But he should have asked the Fat Controller first. Night came. Be careful, Stepney, advised Toby. I will, and thank you for a lovely day. I do hope I can come back again. The line can be spooky, said Mavis. Thank you for the warning. And with that, Stepney puffed away into the night.
One day, Thomas had been sent to the washdown with Annie and Clarabelle. But Thomas and his coaches weren't the only ones there.
Why are we all being sent to the washdown today?
Something must be happening. It must be a special day.
I heard that Spencer was coming from the mainland.
I hope we're not all having a wash for Spencer.
I heard that he's bringing a very important passenger.
James is right. We do have a special visitor today. My old friend, the Earl of Sodor, is coming home to the island after travelling the world for many years. Every engine and every station must look its best for his arrival.
It was their last afternoon, and Edward was preparing to take them to meet Bill and Ben. He found it hard to start the heavy train. Did you see him straining? Asked Henry. Positively painful, remarked James. Just pathetic, grunted Gordon. He should give up and be preserved before it's too late. Shut up, burst out Duck. You're all jealous. Edward's better than any of you. You're right, Duck, said Boko. Edward's old, but he'll surprise us all. I've done it, we're off! I've done it, we're off! Said Edward as he finally puffed out of the station.
Early one morning, Gordon's fire would not light. I don't know what's wrong, sighed the firelighter. There must be gremlins about. What are gremlins? Asked Percy. I've heard they're little green men who play tricks, replied Thomas. Can we find one? Asked Percy. Pah, said James. Gremlins don't exist. They're just an excuse when things go wrong and no one knows why. If Firelighter says there are gremlins, there are, insisted Thomas. Huh, snorted James. The Fat Controller had heard everything. Silence, he said. I am expecting a VIP, a very important person today. She has heard that all my engines are really useful. Please prove it. Yes, sir, they all said. As long as the gremlins let us, added Percy. What gremlins? The ones in Gordon's fire, sir. That's why he's not ready yet. We'll see about that, thundered the Fat Controller. And he did. Gordon, I expect you to be on your best behaviour today. You are to pull the very special coach for my special visitor. But no high speeds, please. She won't like that. Gordon was proud.
Hey, Sonny. Oh, why the grumpy face?
How can I be useful if nobody trusts me? The gov's never going to let me stay at this rate.
Don't worry. Soon, everyone will see you for who you really are. Just give it more time.
Yeah, all right. It sounds like a plan.
But somebody else was hatching a plan of their own.
Ah, Sonny, I presume.
Yeah, that's right. Sonny, you know, the dodgy one who brought them...
Oh, you don't have to explain to me. I know how it feels to be misjudged. I bet you're so useful, you'd even pull these trucks for me.
All right.
Thomas took a big, brave puff. But without Diesel's teasing, Thomas could see the haunted forest was actually Henry's favourite forest. It's not scary at all, said Thomas. Thomas arrived at the bakery. He was tired but happy. It's the ghost engine, sir, Diesel told the Fat Controller, and it's come to get me. It's not a ghost engine, boomed the Fat Controller. That's Thomas. He's a really useful engine. Thomas, you have done a splendid job, the Fat Controller said. You deserve a special washdown. Thank you, sir, puffed Thomas proudly. And while the Fat Controller waited for the first batch of crumpets, Thomas looked forward to telling his friends his Diesel Halloween story. That evening, the Fat Controller came to Tidmouth Sheds. Thomas and Emily, you must go to the smelter's yard, he said. An important delivery of iron must be collected right away. Yes, sir, they puffed. Percy thought the smelter's yard was spooky. He was worried about his friends. Look out for ghosts, he whistled nervously. It is Halloween. There's no such thing as ghosts, Thomas said cheerfully. It's just silly make-believe, added Emily, and they steamed off to the smelter's yard. The sun was setting and it was getting dark. Imagine being scared of Halloween, puffed Thomas. Or the smelter's yard, sniffed Emily. Pah, added Thomas. Thomas and Emily enjoyed feeling brave. They also love Edward's spooky stories. They say that on Halloween the ghost engine returns to the smelters looking for his lost woo-woo whistle. Ooh, ah, spooky, the engine said, all shivering a little. Later the Fat Controller arrived. Thomas, Percy and Jock, I have a special job for you, he said. You are to collect some scrap from the smelter's yard tonight, on Halloween. Don't worry, you will be back in time for the fireworks. Percy isn't worried about missing the fireworks, teased Thomas. He's a scaredy engine. I am not, called Percy, but he was, a little.
I was on my way to collect my passengers when I came across that new engine. The one who brought those two peculiar cooks.
Okay, do I go left or do I go right?
Hello? You all right?
Yep. Yeah, I'm fine and dandy, thanks.
Oh, okay then.
Actually, no. No, I'm not. I'm completely lost. I was supposed to go to the dairy, but I've got no idea where it is.
Don't worry, I can show you the way. There's always time to help another engine. Follow me.
Thanks for helping me, mate. Oh, my name is Sonny, by the way.
That's okay, Sonny. I'm Thomas. On the Fat Controller's railway, all of the engines try to be really useful.
Really useful? I like the sound of that.
Goods train coming through.
Gordon!
Rebecca, get out of my way!
Points! Quick! Switch the points! I'm so sorry, Gordon. Are you all right?
Yes, Rebecca. Oh, if I had only stopped or slowed down, none of this would have happened. Oh, silly old me.
Oh, don't worry, Gordon. We all make mistakes.
Thank you, Rebecca. Now I realize you were right to do things your own way, and I was wrong to tell you how to do your job.
Oh, thank you,
Must
Gordon.
hurry, he wished. Edward raced on. Mustn't be late, mustn't be late. But then, Edward had to stop at a junction. He didn't know which way was the fastest track to take to the farm. Edward was in such a rush, he didn't ask the signalman. "Stop!" shouted the signalman. "That track is closed." Edward rattled round a bend and straight into a barrier. Parcels flew everywhere. "I'll never deliver the parcels on time now," he moaned. Edward felt terrible. Soon the parcels were loaded back into Edward's trucks. Edward knew now he had to ask for help. "I must find Percy. I will ask him what to do." So Edward steamed off to the repair yard. One morning they were feeling very naughty indeed. "That's my line of trucks," huffed Bill. It's not, it's mine," snorted Ben. "Yours is over there." Smine, snot, smine, snot. Their friend Boko was worried. Stop quarrelling, you two, or the only thing you'll have left to share is trouble. Silly, snapped Bill. Silly yourself, grumbled Ben. Bill and Ben, behave yourselves or I shall send you to your sheds, said the Fat Controller. It is also clear to me that we need another diesel to help out. There is only one available. He's new and keen to make an impression. If I were you, whispered Boko, I'd get back to work right away. Meanwhile, the Fat Controller was having doubts about his own decision. I hope the new diesel doesn't cause even more confusion. He's bound to have teething troubles. Thomas smiled.
I'm sure Gordon hasn't been in the photograph yet. I must find the photographer again.
Further down the track, Thomas found the photographer. He was waiting to take a photograph of James.
If I wish and whoosh, I can be in James's photograph.
Thomas's wheels whirred. He raced up to James just as the camera went flash.
Bye, James. Flash, bang, wallop.
James was so surprised he hit the buffers and his wheels bounced off the track.
Rattle my rods!
But Thomas didn't know. He was...
Hi everyone, Thomas here. If you'd like to watch more, check out some more of these really useful videos and make sure to subscribe.